the Chinese iteration of the 6B, 4T, or 10BT movement, the 7B movement, the 8B movement, and the 8B, 4T movement.
Hello my people, and welcome back again to another interesting video. You all, 4B movement is expanding and I am super excited. You all know how I feel about 4B movement. We've been talking about this not today, not yesterday. This movement has started since last year. I feel like I've been talking about it since last year when we saw a video of South Korean women coming out to talk about we are no longer having anything to do with men. We don't want to marry them. We don't want to date them. We don't want to have children with them. And it came to us, and yeah, we found out that a lot of women are actually even doing it, but they didn't even know that it is something called 4B movement. And now the 4B movement is expanding. The other day we talked about the 5B movement, the 6B movement, and also the 7B movement, right? And now there is 6BT movement, there is 8B movement, there's 10B movement, and now there's 12BT movement. In fact, I saw a video of a lady saying that she's going to do 4C movements, and in her own is because she feels like anything that doesn't benefit her, she's not going to put any energy in it. So if you're doing anything that benefits you and you come to her for help or something as a man, she's not going to entertain it because it doesn't benefit her. I also saw another video of this lady talking about she feels like the 4B movement should also be involved when it comes to strippers and all of that there shouldn't be strippers in the club. The women comes to club and get strippers and all. Everybody's just having their opinion about this 4B movement. And there's another one that I saw. I'm seeing women cutting off their hair because of the 4B movement. Anyways, what is your take on this expansion? Are you super excited or you're just there? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. And yeah, let me roll some videos for you all to watch to the end. And I'll share my thoughts at the end of the videos.
Hey, what's up? I'm Sasha Graham. I'm a radical feminist, female separatist, and I do outreach for the 4B movement. I have good news for all sisters. I am working on a 4B deep dive. Today, I want to get into the expansion of the 4B movement into the 5B movement, the 6B movement, the Chinese iteration of the 6B, 4T, or 10BT movement, the 7B movement, the 8B movement, and the 8B, 4T movement. Let's get into it. So the 4B movement is an initiative to gain female economic and political power. The 4B principles teach us that this is achieved through separatism from male power and influence. That means no sex with men, no dating men, no marrying men, and no childbirth. A lot of women's time and potentials are wasted in pursuing the expansion of social capital for male people. That means providing them with free labor, advocating for their causes, prioritizing male concerns, generally all the things that don't benefit female people. Separatism generally makes it easier for female people to navigate a globally hostile political climate and economic distress. The fifth expansion is a principle called no chat bar. No chat bar basically means that we are just not talking to men. When you post to social media or when you're at a protest and things of that nature, you're just not giving them attention. And that includes even males who are supportive of the 4B movement or claim to support the 4B movement. Because if they understood the principles, they would shut up and follow our lead. They wouldn't try to capitalize on women's attention by saying that they support the 4B movement, because that's useless. So instead of wasting our time trying to explain to them that we're not a threat, or trying to tell them that this is not about them, or trying to give them any information, just ignore. Because attention that you give to them is attention that should be spent on other female people, reaching out to them and supporting other sisters who are in the 4B movement or are supportive of the 4B movement. The sixth expansion is B supports B. That means that when you see another sister who is practicing the principles of the 4B movement, you support her. You amplify her content, you share resources with her, you share information between each other, etc., etc. The seventh principle expansion is no pink tax. The pink tax is basically wealth extraction operations against women. So like purchasing products that really don't serve a purpose, that don't contribute to our well-being, and generally serve the patriarchy. That means toxic cosmetics, which most of them are, fashion, male worship, contributing to male causes, etc., etc. Now the 8th B expansion is no compromise with men. I think this is an appropriate time to add the eighth B because when you look at the history of activist movements in America, the local governments have done so much to quash these movements. A lot of the times, this comes in the form of appeasement. Let me explain why appeasement is a bad thing. Appeasement is a form of inspiring complicity. What they want you to do is soften your position, so they offer you something of the bare minimum in order to get you to compromise and do what they want. Just like how the FBI developed Hollywood to influence women's behavior in society. I'm also working on a deep dive of that, but that's another video on its own. If you notice, a lot of the time, when women's movements are more relaxed and more silent, so are beauty standards, so are fashion trends. But when women's movements become a threat to male systems and institutions and male supremacy, you'll see things like heroin chic, you'll see really skinny supermodels, you'll see like really crazy beauty trends, new types of makeup coming out, new ways for them to encourage you to hate your body. Like, for instance, strawberry legs. That's a very new phenomenon that's never been heard of before. Every single human has hair on their legs, but this is so they can distract you because beautification rituals take time out of your day, valuable time. Your time is your most valuable resource, and they know that, so they have to take it away. Now, let's get into the T's. Just like how the B's mean no, the T means like reject. Our Chinese sisters are brilliant for that one. So the first rejection is rejecting beauty, because beauty is not only a distraction, but it serves to cause mental instability within women. It wasn't really common for women to be distracted so heavily with their physical appearance and trying to achieve these impossible standards and trying to keep up with the ever-changing landscape of what is known as beauty. And so if you reject that, it creates a sense of stability and a sense of confidence as opposed to the alternative. The second rejection is rejecting religion, because religion teaches us that males are to lead, females are to follow, males are superior, females are inferior, and we reject that. In fact, we resent that. Religion also steals a lot of resources from women because it teaches you lies that you will have to deconstruct later in your life, and you have to pick out little bits of truth that are implanted between the lies to find out like what it really is, what life really is like. And it really destroys your entire perspective, the way you perceive yourself, the way you interact with the world, the things you participate in, your interests, the things that you think are healthy versus the things you think are not. The third rejection is rejecting idol culture. So idol culture teaches us toxic things like wanting to achieve beauty, wanting to achieve femininity, and being receptive. And being receptive is inherently harmful because it erodes your ability to enforce your own boundaries. And if you can't enforce your own boundaries, you can't advocate for yourself. And that's what they want. The fourth rejection is rejecting hypersexualization. Hypersexualization in porn culture are mental and spiritual warfare. It tells women that our only value is sexual access, and men having sexual access to our bodies, no matter who we are. It creates the subconscious desire to achieve proximity to males, and this affects all female people. And the T's, or the rejections, are about protecting your subconscious, protecting your mental health, and protecting your intelligence. Intelligence is an amazing way to combat male supremacy because male power is not inherent, it's enforced. So when we're guarded, educated, and competent, male supremacy is already eroded. Stay tuned for part 2 and leave the female symbol emoji if you made it to this point. See you tomorrow. Hey sisters, I'm Sasha Graham, a radical feminist, female separatist, and I do outreach for the 4B movement. So today's video is about the noble donkey. I've always talked about it in my live streams and made references on social media posts and videos and at protests. But what is the noble donkey? The noble donkey is basically like the pick-me on steroids. They are the women with undying loyalty to males and male causes. They will do anything in their power to sabotage women's movements and any female initiative. They tend to be more traditionalist, so you'll see it on the more conservative side of things, but any woman could be a donkey. Now, you want to treat the donkey like you treat the male. No talking bar. That means ice them out, block them, don't engage with them, don't give them any air. The donkey is particularly dangerous because they are not only hell-bent on misinterpreting you, but they are generally the ones to spearhead smear campaigns against feminists and women's activists. They also tend to use you to find their audience and advertise themselves. What I mean by that is they create conflict with feminists to attract the male. Don't give them that. Don't allow them to use us. You want to think of donkeys as thieves. They are there to steal resources from the sisters who need and deserve them. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again tomorrow.
There are a lot of women on here talking about the 4B movement, like don't fuck men, don't date them, don't flirt with them. But I think what's missing is boycotting areas where women are the product that men get for free. For instance, I think we've all discovered that the reason why a lot of women may get into clubs for free is because they are the product at the club. Men go to the club to see other women. Now, what if we just started boycotting that? Like, instead of going to places where men are, like the clubs and the bars, we all just organize like women get-togethers. Deadass, I think we just need to be in our grandma era. Actually, it doesn't even have to be a grandma era. Like, just bring back house parties, but only invite the girls and gays.
Hello, US sister who disappointed because of the election and who want to get rid of all of the men who want to boycott the men. Welcome! Today I'm gonna briefly explain about 4B, 5B, and 6B, and also nowadays comes out 7Bs. First of all, for the 4B, it is not that hard at all. It's just not having a date with the man, not having sex with the man, not having a baby with the man, and not having a marriage with the man. That's all you have to do. And nowadays, South Korean women expanded this 4B as a way that we could continuously do this movement. So, which means by the 6B comes out, for 6B, there are 2 more Bs with the 4Bs, and there's 2 more. So those 2 would be B4B. So the women who are doing the 4B movement help other women who are doing the 4B movement. Women always have a pay gap, have discriminated by the society, have a glass ceiling. All of those have a great impact for women to have a hardship on their economic status. So that makes us to sometimes just compromise and have a marriage with a man. So for women who are doing the 4B movement should help each other so that we could gain the status and we could help other women doing the mentor. And that's all about the B4B. B helps B. And next one would be the not spending the money to the pink tax company, pink tax products. So for the pink tax products, the representative one would be the makeups, and also some of the companies who are highly misogynistic, and there are a lot of companies. For example, Nike's, they was an issue about the sports and like they discriminated the women who have a baby. Like if you find, like dig on it, there are so many companies that are highly misogynistic, and also they have some pink tax on it. It's more based on doing like not using money to the pink tax products, but also not spending money to the misogynistic company, and try to use the money to the company that have a woman in the CEO and all of that. And next, I will introduce the 5B. 5B is like really recent one, is not giving an emotional labor to the man, not giving an emotional labor, especially to the men who are highly toxic, who are sexist, and all of that. So for my example, in my videos, if there are some comments about my appearance, or if there are like comments that's highly unrelated to my video, like my contents, I just delete it right away, just not answering to the trolls, and not using your energy and using your emotional like labor to them. So this is really important because women are always taught to be kind to the men, to use their energy to the men, also to explain everything really like specifically about question to the men, and they just question us just because they just want us to get exhausted. And that really happens for the women movement, and a lot of women just gave up because they are tired of answering all of those questions, or all those bad comments. So it's just ignoring the toxic man in your life and just ghosting them in your life. And the next one would be 7Bs, which is just adding all of 3 ones. The one I explained for the 6Bs, the 2 of the B4B, helping the other Bs who are doing the 4B movement, or all of the B movement, and not spending money to the pink tax products or the misogynistic companies, and also not answering to the trolls, not spending your emotional labor to the man, especially for the toxic man. So adding all these 3 to the 4, and that becomes the 7Bs. And actually, there are some women who are actually doing this 4B, 6B, 5B, 7Bs in South Korea. That is really happening. And there are a lot of accounts that especially write 4B on their accounts, profile, so that they could show that other women who are doing, showing off that I am actually doing the 4B movement. So this is all for you guys, and I hope we could finally get off from the patriarchy system and fight back to this highly misogynistic culture. Thanks.
Celibacy and conceal and carry. That's my priority right now, and rest. My default answer to anything and anybody is going to be no. You have to convince me that I need to expel energy into you. I don't care. If it doesn't serve me, I don't care. If it doesn't benefit me, I don't care. Y'all told me what you like. Y'all saw what it was. You like it. Because it wasn't just the electoral college, it was the popular vote. You like it. So guess what? I'm going to love it. If you can't help you, .gov will. Because I can't help you. I'm going to be helping myself. The same way everyone else wants to help themselves, I'm going to be helping myself. Humble for what? Nice for what? I'm going to be kind. I'll always be kind, but the default answer going forward for quite a while is going to be no. I'm just going to live the next couple, just life with audacity and the attitude of reckless, unabashed confidence, selfishness, and self-preservation. That's the energy I'm on right now. And I think that if I, really make that pivot, I'm going to get a lot of the things done that I was supposed to get done last month, last year, even last decade. I think I'm going to get them done because I'm going to have the energy. I'm not expelling so much. Now I'm going to have the energy for myself to get it done. And only God knows what I'm going to be after all of this. And I hope all of you figure it out. And I hope all of you get what you voted for. And those of you who didn't get what you voted for, I hope you find someone that you can ally with and I can put you on, because I'm going to be okay. I was going to be okay either way, but now I know with the attitude and posture that I take going forward, I'm definitely going to be okay.
Still thinking 4B movement is about hair, 4C hair, 4B hair, and all of that. I'm still seeing comments on my videos everywhere I thought 4B movement is about hair. Even on TikTok, people are saying they don't know what 4B movement is. They are lost. They do not understand. You don't have to be lost. You don't have to be. It's a movement that women are coming together to start. In fact, they've started and it is expanding, and it's a beautiful thing. Women are now choosing their rights for what they want, especially rights for their body, because they are not saying that anything that's going to benefit men, involve men, they do not want it. And the thing is that it's not everybody that can join the movement. It's not compulsory. You have to join the movement. Nobody is telling you to divorce your husband. Nobody is telling you to unalive anybody or anything. In fact, nobody's telling you all of that, right? I even saw a video of a lady saying, if you're married, all of you have to divorce your husband because you're starting a 4B movement. No, that is not what the movement is about, in my own opinion, right? I don't think you have to unalive or you have to divorce your partner because you want to join the 4B movement. If you cannot join the 4B movement, maybe for your own personal reason as an adult, anyway, you can support the movement. And I think that is the 7B movement. So definitely you're on the 7B movement, that you can support the movement, support women that are doing the movement. You encourage them because it is not all that easy. Is it just me, or the way this movement is going, men are going to get very angry? Or remember the video, Your Body, My Choice? They are not going to be happy about. In fact, they are currently not happy about it. Some of them are still laughing about it and thinking it's all a joke. It cannot stay, and they are saying that how can a woman do without a man? They do not know. And while some are saying that it is getting really serious, and they are going to starting their whole movement in a secret way on how to start graping women. And that doesn't have to stop, because you're joining the 4B movement. You also have to, have your self-defense available, and just don't be left off guard. Video down in the comment section, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. What is your take on this new expansion? Let me know your thoughts. Is there any new update that I need to know about the 4B movement? Let us know down in the comment section. And if you're still watching this video and you don't know what 4B movement is, I don't know. 4B movement is the B's that it started in Korea, and it stands for B in Korea. I cannot pronounce it. I've tried, I can't pronounce it. And what it means is they're not dating men, you're not marrying men, you're not sleeping with men, you're not having kids with men. That is the 4B movement. That is the initial movement. Then there are other movement now. There is a 5B, which maybe you don't have to engage with men if they come and tell you anything. In fact, there's another one, which is the pick me, right? The pick me's are always going to bring down the movement. I'm seeing a lot of videos where women are like, what is wrong with women doing the 4B movements? There are a lot of pick me's that are against it. So we cannot give them that audience and start listening to them and start explaining to them. We don't have that time, right? So 6B, 7B, movement and all of that. So the movement is expanding, and I'm super excited about it. What is your take? And let me know your thoughts down in the comments section respectfully. It's your girl Maria Davis, and I'll see you in my next video.